Hello, this is Mike at Game From Scratch, and welcome to a quick news update. Right now, Unity has their annual developer conference, Unite 26, going on in Los Angeles, and there's been a number of announcements today, but this one is probably of most interest if you're already a Unity app developer. They've got a contest going on right now where you can win up to $100,000 asterisk for publishing your app to Microsoft Store. Now, there are a couple of caveats and catches here, and that's what we're going to get into right now. First off, that $100,000 isn't $100,000. That's $100,000 in app install campaign. That's a little confusing. We'll get back to exactly what that means or might mean in a moment, but it's not actually money. The thing is with this contest, you have to have published an application that has gotten 10,000 or more downloads that was made in Unity. So if you're a Unity developer and you've already published an application to either the Google Play App Store, the Apple App Store, or Steam, if you're on any of those three platforms and you have a total of 10,000 downloads for your application, you're eligible for this competition. Now, the way it works basically is you port your application to the UWP, or Uniform Windows Platform. That's basically Microsoft's new runtime for making applications that can run on both Xbox and Windows 10 desktops, plus their mobile devices, if any such things exist anymore. So it's their unified Win32 platform, or Win64 platform as it will be. It's had a couple of different names over the years, but basically it's called UWP now. Their UWP is a supported platform from Unity, so you can use standard Unity to make it port to it. It shouldn't be a whole lot of work to port your application over if you're already running on Windows Desktop, for example. You don't need to support all platforms. It can just run on Windows Desktop, but they do prefer if you do support cross-platform. So I imagine that's going to weigh into the judging on this one. So if you fit those criteria, you have until from November 1st, which is also known as today, to February the 28th of 2017, and winners will be announced on May the 15th of 2017. Now let's go back a little bit to the prizes. The prizes announced are $100,000 for first, $50,000 for second, $25,000 for third app install campaign. Now, what does that mean? We don't really know. What it sounds like is basically a $100,000 advertising budget. If that's with Microsoft's platform, be it Bing, or if it's with Unity Ads, I'm not entirely certain. But no matter how you look at it, $100,000 in advertising is nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of potential installs. Now, also on top of that, the first 25 developers from this will get a $5,000 cash prize, which is, nice. So if you've already got an app and you're capable of porting it to Windows Universal Platform, and you have made it in Unity, you've got really nothing to lose here. It's $5,000. So if it's not a whole lot of work for you, I'd recommend getting on it as fast as possible. Now, you need to make it to step 2. We'll get to that in a second as well. So those are the first 3 prizes. Then there's 10 honorable mention prizes, which is a 1-year Unity Pro subscription license as well. Some definite nice stuff going on. Now, if you go to Unity's main page, I'll link this down below. You can see it's partnered with Microsoft. And they have a couple more details going on here. You come down here. So here is step 2 that you have to get to qualify for that $5,000 prize. So the first thing is you have to submit an image and URL to verify your app has over 10,000 downloads. So that's step 1. So basically, you've got to prove that you've already published said app on one of those 3 earlier mentioned app stores. And then step 2 is to develop your app with Windows and Unity and submit it to the Windows Store app URL. And once you get to this point in time, you are eligible for that $5,000 cash reward. So if you have an app out there with 10,000 installs already, there's an easy $5,000 to be made here if you can port pretty quickly. Now, the shame thing is, and this is very disappointing, this $100,000, $50,000, and $25,000 app install campaign, as of yet, I have found no details on what that actually means. I'm hoping that they update this later on, so they'll tell what you actually win, because I am guessing at what it is, and I'm assuming it's $100,000 with either Unity Ads or Microsoft Ads. I'm not entirely certain of which. And it could also be Microsoft Windows Store Ads. But again, that's still a hell of a lot of exposure for your ad potentially, and you can make an easy $5,000 here if your app's pretty easy to port. The other thing is how the app is judged, and that's under the terms and conditions. Ooh, I didn't check terms and conditions. It may actually have a description of the reward here. So You have to be 18 or older. You cannot be a resident of Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Sudan, or Syria. Hey, no Burma or Myanmar on there. That's kind of cool. You can't be a Microsoft employee. You cannot be involved in any part in administration or execution of this contest, and you are not an immediate family member of a Microsoft employee. So there's more on the entrance requirements. Your particular criteria. You cannot create a pornographic application, for example. So if you were thinking about porting your nice, great porn game, it won't work. Here is how they will potentially use your application. Okay, so here we go. First 25 entries will receive acceptance, blah, 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 blah. Just mission of success, creativity. Oh, winner determination. Okay, so success of submission, 25%. Success will be determined through analysis of the performance of the game at Windows Store. Basically, does your app run, total amount that it was downloaded, the amount of revenue that it made, user rating. So basically, the popularity of your app once it is actually put there. And then creative and originality will be determined through assessment of how unique or different your game is from existing games on the Windows Store. So those are the two major criteria for determining how a winner goes. Scroll down, here are the prizes. Here we go. So first grand prize is $100,000 US in credit to spend on app install ads at an advertising agency to be determined by Microsoft. So basically you get a $100,000 advertising budget somewhere that Microsoft is going to pick sometime. So my money says that will either be Unity ads or Microsoft ads or Bing ads sometime in the future. But again, $100,000 in free advertising is definitely a prize worth winning. That could turn into a lot of potential revenue, even in theory, more so. So you can come down here. There's a lot more in the terms and agreements. I will link this down below too. So if you're going to actually be entering this contest, the devil is definitely in the details. So I do recommend you sort through these terms and conditions. So quick summary, once again, Microsoft and Unity are running a contest that is for existing app developers that have an app in an app store made in Unity that has over 10,000 installs. You can port it to the Windows Store by, what was the date again? By February the 28th, and you could potentially win $100,000 in advertising money. The first 20 people make $5,000. So if this fits you, I would recommend getting on it, especially because if you have minimal porting requirements, $5,000 is easily made money. Okay, hope you found that useful. If you did, please do click like. And of course, we have all kinds of developer news, tutorials, etc. here on this channel. And if you want to hear more, please do click subscribe. See y'all later. Goodbye.